Every summer, the road to the Triple Crown begins right here. One-year-old thoroughbreds are paraded at the legendary yearling sales in Saratoga, New York, and Keeneland, Kentucky.
The competition starts right here. You know, when you spend $2 million for a horse, or if you spend $10,000 and that's all you can afford, then you're going to be very competitive.
Sean Clancy, publisher of the Saratoga Special, is here. And so is trainer Wayne Lucas, who is shopping for clients. And he's got millions to spend.
I always laugh at people who talk about Vegas and high-stake games and so forth. There are no higher-stake games than playing at Keeneland in July or in September. We will reach $1 million on a horse in a matter of 30 seconds.
These yearlings have never been raced or even trained. Buyers are looking for pedigree and proportions. It's like holding an NBA draft at a junior high school.
Horse got beautiful balance. Neck, body, powerful.
She should have a head like a princess, a butt like a fry cook, and a walk like a hooker.
The price of a yearling can range from $10,000 to $10 million, and things move very fast. At Keeneland, as many as 35 horses are sold every hour.
$2 million, $2 million, I've got lots of time. $2 million.
Probably because of the Kentucky tobacco chant, we have a little bit more of a rhythm, and in that we have filler words. And while they're not totally intelligible to someone that doesn't come here a lot, it's more like 5, anybody give 10. I have 5,000, anybody give 10. Then you start picking the pace up a little bit, and the momentum, I have 5, anybody get 10, anybody get 10, anybody get 10, anybody get 5, anybody get 90. We want people to have that urgent feeling in their heart and in their bones. I have to bid now, I'm going to lose it. You know, we'll have $1 million, who give 1, $1 million, everybody won, $1 million, everybody $100 million, and who give $1 million, and...
In the back, $2,150,000. Thank you.
It's like a poker game. There's 1,000 different games going on. Basically, as a buyer, you don't want to tip your hand.
We have bid spotters that are situated throughout the pavilion. We had a bidder, and he came to me and he said, look, I don't want anybody to know I'm bidding on this horse. While my hand is on the wall, keep me in.
D. Wayne Lucas, he's just the king of these sales. If you watch him, he's, you know, James Dean was never cooler than D. Wayne Lucas at a sale.
550, 520, 550, 50, 550, now 75, 75, it hit 575, 600, 600, now 650, then 575, then thank you. He said no. How about 585? Is he fine?
He's just flawless.
In the back, 575,000. Thank you both.
But we're really trying to be kind of cute. I don't think anybody, when they really want a horse, they really give a damn how we're bidding. They're going to go at us anyhow. But eventually it's going to get down to the guy with the deep pockets.
Those deep pockets belong to the landed gentry of Kentucky, to Saudi princes, to Irish magnates, and to a newer breed of thoroughbred owners. Internet millionaires like Satish Sanan. At the Saratoga sale, Sanan will spend $2.2 million on 8 horses. His daughter Nadia runs their farm.
I've been with the operation from the get-go when we had 6 horses, so I've been lucky to be able to be here as we've grown the operation.
Although Satish Sanan has reportedly poured $100 million into his business, he has never had a major return on his investment. A sad fact not uncommon in the sport of kings. But at 2000
hope.
Peter, on the other hand, pulled out a lot of cash because he's got his first communion money.
Jack Knowlton, a healthcare consultant, manages the books.
We can't compete with the big players in the game. I mean, we don't have anywhere near the money that they have, and we can just have a lot of fun. Our camaraderie and enjoyment is really what we're about.
When they bought the chestnut gelding, the owners planned to run him in small-time races. But Funnyside is about to show Barclay Tagg and the boys from Sackett's Harbor that he is made for the big time. When we come back, winners and losers off the track, in the breeding shed, and at the betting window. Thoroughbred, stable to stardom, continues after this. Every year, over $1 billion in winnings are awarded at American thoroughbred horse races. Those prizes are divided up among owners, trainers, and jockeys, and they're all funded by gambling.
Disgusted with the whole thing.
I won and I hit all my bets. I hit the pick 3, I hit the exacta, I hit the double, I hit the win bet, and I hit the triple. It's going to come out to close to 2,000. I got to run. See you tomorrow.
Betting on horse racing is growing every year. This year, a record $15.8 billion in North America alone. Simulcast transmissions mean gamblers can watch races anywhere. Gary Walker, a New York cabbie, follows races on television monitors at the track.
Experience is the best teacher. You know when you got to stop. You know when it's not your day.
It's not moving at all. Look at this.
The horse player knows when it's not his day. The gambler doesn't know when it's his day.
Come on over here!
Die-hard gamblers like Gary are the lifeblood of the racing industry.
I kind of went out on a limb a little bit on this because I just like the horse.
I'm just hoping the one gets close. If the one gets close, we're good. Come on, get him out.
Gary spends every free day and thousands of dollars a year at the races.
This is a long-term investment. You're in it for the long haul. This game might seem like you're going to get rich overnight, but you know, it's a give and take. It's a tug of war. It's you against the track, and the track usually wins. Yeah, these are all different type of numbers. Only I can read it. This is a language of its own.
Just threw half my bankroll today almost. So, I mean, I only have like one more shot today, otherwise I'm not going to, you know. Right on time. Come on, swing him out. Come on, swing him out. He can't change leads, come on.
Having a bad day, Gary bets on a horse to place, meaning to come in first or second. It is a safer bet, but it's a much smaller payoff.
I won the bet, but I got place.
We basically are in the gambling business.
Of course.
And we don't like to admit it. Whether it be a stable boy or an owner, he's in the gambling business. I don't care how you cut it.
W.T. Young has been a legend in Lexington, Kentucky. He'd already made fortunes in peanut butter and health care when, in the 1980s, he decided thoroughbred breeding was the business to be in. Before his death in January 2004, he spoke to us about Overbrook, his stunning 2,400-acre breeding farm, home to 100 mares and 10 stallions, including the most famous stud in the world, Stormcat.
We raised Stormcat instead of selling him. It turned out that he was a good racehorse, not a champion. We put him into stallion service, and after a few crops, he produced winners, and now he's become the leading sire. I reckon he is the leading sire in the world.
Breeding is where racing's most impressive profits are made. And that's why most horses disappear from the racetrack in their third year and go on to their next career, procreating. Stormcat currently commands the top price in the business, $500,000 for each successful impregnation.
Which I think is obscene, but I point out that I don't set, or the Overbrook doesn't set the price. The market sets the price.
Stormcat has fathered hundreds of foals, and he's made Overbrook one of the most profitable breeding operations in the world.
The thoroughbred industry wisely has prohibited artificial insemination. In other words, Stormcat can only cover one mare at a time. It keeps the industry pure and puts some restrictions on it.
Oh, those boots we put on the mare's hind legs, if that stallion kicks, that takes a lot of the sting out of it or the cut, and it protects the stallion. They've come in handy a number of times, because you never know about these mares. Sometimes they're not as receptive as you think. Here comes Stormcat across the bridge there from his paddock. He's still quite a handful, even though he's 20 years old. If that mare conceives, that's a cool $500,000 to us. If he always covers like that, he's like a machine. He comes in, makes a lot of noise. It's one jump, and breeds the mare. He gets down, and invariably he kicks, and lots of times he rears up. And then Wes washes him off on the way out, and he tries to kick Wes. And then he goes back to his stall. He knows who the boss is. We all work for him, you know.
At Overbrook, a whole new crop of foals are enjoying carefree days in the paddocks with their mothers. They will stay with the mares for about 6 months. After their first birthdays, most will head for those yearling sales and on to the tracks. Each of these toddlers has the blood of superstars in his veins, and each one is made for one thing: to race his heart out. When we return, a black Ferrari, a gutsy gelding, and a Kentucky aristocrat head for the greatest races in the world.